Yeah, good evening, everyone. So let's discuss about the actual communication.
Good
Is my
evening,
voice
sir.
clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
And are you able to see the full screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I asked you to do two tasks. The number one is about HeartMath Institute. Okay. So second one is write a letter. Write a letter before and after. Yeah, how many of you actually did this exercise?
Sir, can I interrupt? Sir,
I'm sorry?
Neelam said Elizabeth and this girl Hafsa are not able to join in. Oh, sorry, not Hafsa. It's yeah, Fatima.
Why?
I don't know, sir. They are saying that they do not have an access.
Oh, I mean, like this is open for everyone,
Yes, sir.
even
Yes,
for
sir.
those who are not registered for communication workshop.
Yes, sir.
There is nothing like, I mean, if you are able to join, they should also be able to join.
They have to
It is not
register.
asking for authentication, right?
No, no, no. It is just saying that they are not able to join in.
So I removed the waiting room also.
It says for Hafsa, it is saying that she needs authentication, requires authentication. Elizabeth, for Elizabeth, sir.
Oh, probably they need to sign into their Zoom account.
I guess so. Message, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. How many of you actually did this two tasks? Anyone? How many of you did go through the HeartMath Institute?
This
So
is
I just
Padma
went
here.
through the HeartMath website webpage, sir. So they have certain programs which has been there for all age groups with regarding to how to cope up with the communication. Or I didn't went in detail. I just roughly had a look. So they have program for all age groups. That is what. And second exercise, I did it and I got my answers for few as well. Because the first workshop and the second workshop, I interlinked, I manifested, and the manifestation came true, but it is still hanging. It is not complete. So when I did the second exercise of the second workshop, I got to know the answer, why it is still not reached me completely. So now I'm working on that, sir.
Okay.
So the letter is for me, not for the other person.
Good.
The letter I started writing is for me.
Right. Thank you. Anyone else would like to share? Say, this is a discussion. This is not a class. I'm not going to teach anything. Unless you share, the discussion is over. So,
Sir, this is Padma here. I done first activity, sir.
okay.
I went to the Heart Brain that institute and I got free access, sir.
It's not heart brain, Padma. HeartMath.
Sorry, not math. Yes. Means they are explaining more, sir. Heart and brain connection.
Yeah.
And very beautiful, sir. Means I have learned few new things. How our heart is influenced, means emotions and intuition, health, everything, sir. How they are connected with brain and heart. They are explained beautiful videos, sir. Means in relationship, health, and they are giving many tools, sir. Practical tools.
Okay. So what did you learn? Why do you think that I gave you this task? Why didn't I touch anything about HeartMath Institute, what their research is all about, and how is it connected to our communication workshop? And why do you think I gave the task to go through the HeartMath Institute? Are you able to figure it out? That's what my question is.
Yes, sir, because many times we are communicating with our brain, sir. We are
Okay.
not going deeper with our heart.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay.
This
Yeah.
much only, sir.
Anyone else?
Sir, I would like to share.
Who is this?
Radhika here.
Yeah.
Sir, in fact, the heart map actually validated a real life experience I went through, and I actually shared a screenshot with you with a number. I don't know whether you saw my message. So, and I realized how my heart emotion managed my brain with negativity.
Hmm.
And the vibration, how it changed. And it was a live example, which actually I manifested, and I saw the figures which were unrealistic. I mean, at some point in time, I would have put that as a 3 months figure. 1,15,000 in 15 days, I had never ever imagined. I actually realized how negative that emotion disturbs, and my entire alignment with the universe had gone because of some fear that I was living in. And that's how beautifully then I realized I actually went through the process which the heart map had actually written. And that's when I sent you the screenshot, and that was like, it was unbelievable. And I have kept that screenshot which I share, because I think that's the turning point. That one numbers that I sent was like, I really can't express my feeling. I think I don't know how to put it across, but yeah,
Okay.
just changing my orbit of vibrating at different frequency has changed and opened up everything for me. Now, in fact, I'm ready to add more zeros, and everything feels towards the right side, saying it's all possible if I'm aligned and I have complete conviction, and if I want it, I get it. And
Good.
more and more people walking into my life where opportunities are actually flowing in the space of holistic nutrition.
Hmm. Good. Very good. Yeah. Anyone else? We have Danya, Padma, and Radhika. And how many students are here attending live? 30. Good. Yeah, go ahead quickly. Anyone else? Why Heart Math Institute as, I mean, why do you think that I gave this? See, most of you are postgraduates, right? That means you have been to university, and all of you and many of you, if not all of you, have ample experience as clinical dietitians and for past couple of years holistic coaches as well. So don't expect spoon feeding all the time. Okay, so that means now you are doing PhD, right? So if I give you a task, it is up to you to complete it. Quickly. I mean, like, see, I didn't do it is also an answer, so that I can move on. I did. Yeah, I didn't understand anything. That is also an answer. I want to do it, but I will do it at my leisure time. That is also an answer. I'm planning to do it in the next 10 years. That is also an answer.
So I went through it like the day home. I mean, from
Yes.
in the last work. So I'm Komal here.
Yeah.
So I read a couple of articles in the blog. I'm unable to recollect now because so many things I went through the test, some tests also. So in that I found that there were science scores, and I have seen that my resiliency score was quite low.
Hmm.
That was less than 50, like 49.
Hmm.
So I need to learn the ways to strengthen my beliefs.
Hmm.
So that work I need to do. Like I have not yet started, though it's like
Okay.
mental work is going on, but like proper planning and like writing on a paper and something like that, like how
Mhm.
I did earlier, like to come out of my previous situations. I haven't did do this work that seriously.
Hmm.
So that I have to do. That is
Hmm.
left on my part.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're able to assess yourself honestly using the website and the resources available over there.
Yes, sir, I was able to.
You're able to, and you're able to.
So your voice is not audible.
Is it audible now?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Yeah. Right. Quickly, anyone else? Please, let's
Sir.
not waste our time. It has to be,
Sir.
I mean, like vibrant discussion. It cannot be so much dull. Already people are saying that I'm getting old and my classes are getting bored, boring.
Sir, Saili Shah.
Yeah.
Sir, I am not going through this Heart Math Institute, but today I saw the Priya's live, that feeling, power book.
Okay.
तो उसमें मैं रिलेट कर पा रही हूँ कम्युनिकेशन सर. फीलिंग्स जो फील कर रहे हैं वही कम्युनिकेट नहीं हो पा रहे. मतलब
Okay.
जैसे किसी के लिए छुपा रहे हैं, मतलब कोई सामने है तो वो मन कुछ और कह रहा है, ब्रेन कुछ और बताने के लिए बोल रहा है, बिकॉज हाइडिंग समथिंग और नॉट गोइंग टू ओपन आर रियल कोर वैल्यू. सो मुझे लगता है कि ये कम्युनिकेशन में यही तो प्रॉब्लम आ रही है कि जो हम सोच रहे कि ये सही है पर लोगों के लिए बोल नहीं पा रहे कि हमारा ओपिनियन क्या है. सो दिस कम्युनिकेशन शुड बी देयर समवेयर. अगर वो कम्युनिकेशन क्लियर कट बैठ जाएगा, माइंड एंड ब्रेन दोनों एक जैसे ही बात करने लगेंगे तो शायद हम गुड कम्युनिकेटर हो सकते.
Okay.
तो ये मुझे थोड़ा सा फीलिंग के साथ मुझे ये लगा आज कि कम्युनिकेशन में पहले तो फीलिंग्स खुद के समझो कि आप क्या महसूस कर रहे हो और उसको कम्युनिकेट करने की कोशिश करो. तो आज ही मैंने वो लाइव देखा, प्रिया का मेरे से काफी दिन से रह गया था तो आज मैंने वो बैठ के शांति से सुना. बट इट्स सो अमेजिंग कि एक फीलिंग, एक थॉट कितना चेंज कर सकता है खुद को फ्रॉम द नेगेटिव टूवर्ड्स द पॉजिटिव वे. सो मैं आई कैन रिलेट बेटर इट विथ नाउ दिस विथ हार्ट एंड ब्रेन टॉक. मतलब हार्ट और ब्रेन में भी कंटिन्यूअस कम्युनिकेशन चल रहा है ना सर. मतलब हार्ट कुछ बोलना चाह रहा है, ब्रेन कुछ एक्सेप्ट अलग कर रहा है और वो कुछ बाहर शो कुछ अलग करना चाह रहा है. ये कम्युनिकेशन जब तक सही नहीं बैठेगा, ये फ्रीक्वेंसी, तब तक हम अच्छे से कम्युनिकेट नहीं कर पाएंगे सामने वाले क्लाइंट के.
Okay.
So that's what I collected from today's study.
Good.
Sir, Radhika here.
Yeah.
So the three important statements when I was looking at some videos and thing, first was how nicely they said in the fetus, the heart develops first and then the brain develops. So that itself, I said, wow, that is the power center than the brain being. The second thing that hit me was, we always think our brain communicates, but they say the signals sent from the heart to the brain are more than what the brain sends to the heart.
Good.
And the last thing that really hit me hard was that when you are positive, only then your mind can be creative and innovative. And unnecessarily, we actually think from our head. So there is more fear rather than trusting what the heart wants to do. And we give more power to the brain, and there it is negative. So there is no creativity, but it is the other way around. If the heart is calmer, the brain is more creative and in better and proper. So these three things were like a main thing for in whatever I read and I saw in that they actually stayed back with me.
Excellent. Good. At least someone is
And
coming to the point. Yeah. Who else?
Padma, sir. That
No, give
they are
chance to others. Okay. Because people are not taking chances. Yeah, it is your fair chance. Go ahead.
sir, how we can strengthen our experience, sir, like in heart feelings. They are very well explained, sir. Means love, appreciation, compassion, kindness. So that will be aligned with our intention, sir. Means heart and mind, nervous system will be one alignment. They are coming. So they can use that heart energy is added to our intention. So that align with our spirit also, sir. Power of our spirit. So our intention power will be increased, sir. Like visualization, affirmations. So will help to clear and effective thinking, sir.
Right.
Sir, Neelam this side.
Yeah, Neelam.
Padma ma'am, I am not interrupting, I guess.
No, I finished. Neelam. Continue.
Sir, honestly, I've not read, I've not gone through this video, but whatever discussion is happening, just one thought I have, I don't know how to answer that. This is based on Saili ma'am and ma'am's version. Sir, I have a client. I cannot connect with him through the frequency. So heart frequency is not matching, but brain says he's paying me. So should I ask him to just get lost? Because my heart is saying so. Or should I listen to my brain and earn?
Okay.
Communication gap again, heart and brain.
Right. Yeah, Neelam.
Sir,
Yeah, go ahead.
sir, I said, I hope you heard me.
Yeah. You're
That's
about to
the-
speak and Sandhya started.
No, sir, it was me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'll repeat my question for everybody. It's an open heart and brain connection. My a client is sitting with me. My heart is not connecting with him. My heart says, ask him to get lost
Okay.
because I'm not getting the right frequency. My brain is saying he's paying you, so let him be there with you. Should I listen to my heart or should I listen to my brain?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I mean, like, I think we can take the point from there. Okay. Yeah. Anyone else would like to talk about HeartMath Institute? Would like to share your experiences with that?
Good evening, sir. Rupinder here. Sir, I went through the HeartMath Institute and saw some courses, and I just took the check which they were telling, and my stress management score was too low, and after that, resilience ones was too low. And after that, I just sit for some time and I like went through everything and I was like, why this is, in this form. So I don't know, I didn't went through after that to the side, but what I did is I start working on the stress thing and, that gratitude part, and you're writing everything I have, being thankful for that. And I think everything changed, the whole energy and the whole experience, the stress just vanished off. And even I texted you with that thing that I started with 11 things. And at present, I'm thankful for at least 110 things I'm grateful for every day, and they are increasing.
I saw your
Yes,
text
sir.
message. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And after that, I also started with affirmation. So it's not like at one time I'm focusing on a lot of things, At one time, I'm just focusing on one thing. I start writing, and for 1 week, I focus on that part and visualize it, and also meditate whenever I get time. So those were the changes I got into myself. After visiting it, maybe it was kind of a trigger point or something for me. It's high time you focus on those things. So this was my experience.
Okay.
That was all I wanted to share, sir.
Good, good, very good. Yeah, quickly, anyone
Well,
else? This is
well,
wonderful discussion. I mean, like, see, if I start saying, I'll be giving only my perspective. But in a workshop setup, what happens is like you get to hear a different perspective from different participants. Okay, that is like you are getting more and more ideas and how they perceive the world and how they interact with the world. So this is the actual learning. Okay, and I really appreciate everyone who has come forward and shared their experiences. Yeah.
Sir, sir, I have
Who
to
is
share
this?
one more thing.
Hmm.
Komal here. Sir,
Mhm.
as Neelamji told, like heart is saying to shoo away the person, the client, and the brain is saying that for me, it is a reverse case. My heart is saying that during the clarity call, my heart was saying that he will take my services, counseling, coaching services, but like my brain was saying that, I don't know. So there is opposite communication between my brain and the heart.
Right.
Just opposite what Neelamji shared. So I don't know, like how to like communicate with this client. I mean, it's an open communication, open loop still left, like for the past so many weeks.
Got it. Got it.
Komalji, can you elaborate on what your brain said?
Yeah, that would be nice.
My brain was saying that he's like looking for like a normal dietary services kind of thing, diet plans, and he was not convinced that what extra I will give him, because he has tried this weight loss for several times. Like he's 40 plus years, and he has tried this weight loss for several times, and again he's the weight is coming back. So explained him how the patterns are playing, like the weight is coming back. So maybe there something I could not communicate him in a like way which needs to be communicated.
Okay.
So that's when I realized that situation after the call. That's what like how I like perceived it. Ki there might be some open loop left which I couldn't clear it properly.
Sir, can I answer that?
Yeah.
कोमल मैम, रिवर्स कनेक्शन हुआ, उसका हार्ट आपके ब्रेन से कनेक्ट हुआ और उसका ब्रेन आपके हार्ट से कनेक्ट। आप जरूरत से ज्यादा दे रहे थे, she was not ready to take.
Good.
Sir, Sandhya here. Good evening.
Good evening.
One point, I went through these sessions, sir. I mean, the intro videos of this HeartMath Institute. One point which was very, very prominent that I understood and I got to know in my own sense was the rational mind is very, very dominant in everybody's brain system. I mean, the opportunities and the system is common to everyone, but the things, the environment made us to just see the rational side of our brain. And in this process, whatever the heart says is being carpeted. I mean, it's been overlapped with so many things, which is being seen from the superficial angle. So though the heart says, we are not able to catch that vibrations or that message, what our heart says, unless we keep the channels open. I mean, there are so many channels which make us heart open. I mean, meditation and the other things where we connect to our inner core. Only then our rational mind will be dominated with our heart's signals. So this is one point. And another beautiful thing what I understood was whenever a person is in contact with the environmental natural sources, the heart is always open. I mean, the heart is always getting that signal of the natural thing. If we are not living this natural life or the first-hand life, the rational mind dominates. We think only like a machine, how our heart, I mean, how our brain works. So there the heart's system, the anatomy, all these things are being stopped. So
Hmm.
unless and until we give a path or we give a channel for it to open, we
Hmm.
don't catch that signals what our heart says, be it in any situation.
Hmm.
So these are the 2 points, sir, which I mean, highlighted points which I got to know from this videos.
Yeah. Okay, good. But as I said, as professionals, see, please don't type anything. I cannot come always to the screen and read your messages. Please speak up. Nobody is going to bite you or judge you. Okay. Those who
And
are,
Hafsa this side.
who is this?
Okay.
Who is this, please? Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Am I audible, sir? Hafsa here.
Hafsa, sir.
Yeah, Hafsa, go ahead.
Yeah. So, with my experience, there's like a brain and heart communication always when we wake up in the morning to like sleep for a little bit or get things done and get started with the day a bit early. And as Sandhya ma'am just said, the heart gets carpeted with the muddu brain when it is not at work and we don't catch the signals right then. And soon after, with the days, with the days going ahead, we don't actually realize the signals that the heart is sending us out, and we get used to the things that into the monotony of the daily routine, and many things get covered, when we are not reacting, when we're not taking actions with the signals that we get through brain, get through heart. It's like we are neglecting our own kind of dreams that we are not working upon and just ignoring it for a time being. I think I conveyed my point.
Okay.
That's all, sir.
Yeah. Good. That's a wonderful submissions. Those are some wonderful
Sir,
submissions by everyone.
Sir, I would like to add on to Sandhya's what she said. So it's my personal experience. What I observed is like my brain is very much dominating, and heart's voice is so subtle that you really need to be very attentive and very sensitive to listen to your heart. And but brain is so powerful that it doesn't allow the heart to speak up what the heart wants to speak, basically. And that's why we are what I observed is that's why that heart's voice is just kept to the heart only, and it's not we can say that it doesn't allow the brain doesn't allow the heart's voice to come out, basically, and be heard loud enough.
Okay. So
hello, sir. This
yeah.
is Vaishnavi Patil. I have one question. I don't know whether it's correct or wrong. I want to ask you, sir, where is the location of mind? Means whether it stays in mind, in heart, or in the brain? Because heart is emotionally more emotional, and brain is more logical. So this mind, what we are thinking and everything, where it processes, in the mind or in the brain? Mind.
Wonderful. Anyone would like to answer that?
Sir, I have a question to join this.
Okay.
Actually, the mind is dominant here. I mean,
Who is this, please?
Sorry, Soumya here, sir. I feel like whatever that trauma or anything a person has went through, physically they might have seen just once. The brain has perceived, yeah, this is done and this is over. But I guess the heart doesn't really accept the fact. I mean, and it takes a lot of time, maybe, for the heart to accept things. That's why they say the heartbreak and all that kind of a thing. Why do they refer to heart? I mean, why not brain break?
That's what I wrote here. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So we have seen people in ICUs who are in vegetative state. That means their brain is not functioning. People who are in coma. Okay.
Right.
Their brain is not working. We call them as brain dead. But did you ever come across people who are heart dead?
Arrested, sir.
They're totally dead.
They are only arrested, sir.
Okay. So there is a word called people are brain dead. That means their brain is not functioning. So to run your body or your physiology, brain is not required. Okay. Your heart is what matters. As long as it is beating, okay, you're alive. A person who is in coma, not doing any physical actions or movements, but his entire physiology, internal physiology is running. Whole viscera is working because heart is working. So to sustain life, what is more important? Heart is more important. Now the question comes. We think about conscious mind and subconscious mind. Subconscious mind is what runs our physiology, isn't it? Right? So say, for example, you cannot communicate to your pancreas. Okay, islets of Langerhans, it's time for you to wake up and produce insulin or produce glucagon. Okay. So sugars are coming down. So glucagon, wake up, go out and bring sugar from liver and muscles. No, you cannot say that. It is the job of our subconscious mind. So the internal programming. So all the physiology that is run is by our subconscious mind. So now coming to the question of where exactly the mind is, whether it is in brain or in heart. Now, if you remember, how many of you have actually gone through this weight loss from home videos?
Me, sir.
Neelam, sir.
Okay. In that, there is one lesson where I briefly touched upon the importance of heart. Okay, the CNS connection and the cardiovascular system. Fearful fathers and marvelous mothers. I compared heart with mother or the parasympathetic system and the CNS with adrenal system as fathers. Okay, a mother nurtures and a father protects. Got it? A mother nourishes a family or nurtures a family or makes a family thrive. Heart is like that. Okay, it knows how to run the entire family of our body organs. What is the job of brain then? It is just protection. Okay, a person who is not able to use his brain, just like in brain dead patients. Okay, so that means the body has not got any kind of protection from physical threats. Yeah, outside physical threats. So our brain or the faculties of the brain, either our senses or special senses. Why the special senses are called special senses? I answered this long back in one of the classes.
Because no other part can do the other job. They're specific to their own function.
Yes, each special organ, special sense organ is designed for a particular function. Our ears can't see, our eyes can't hear or smell. Got it? So that's why they are called special senses. Okay, so because all these special senses are wired into our brain, okay, brain is constantly watching the external environment for any kind of threats. So the function of brain is basically to protect. So the survival instincts are controlled by brain to protect you from the external threat. Got it? Now, if your body is made up of or is running or whatever you are experiencing as a memory, okay, because a thought leads to an action, isn't it? But every thought, every action that we do, either we can do it in a happy way or a sad way or in a painful way. Okay, so if I give you an exercise to do or to read something or to present something, because the thought of doing it is so painful and it makes you so sad, you don't feel like doing that. That's why many of you didn't go through The first activity, HeartMath Institute. Okay, let Sir explain. Why should we bother? Okay, let's hear and have our intellectual entertainment. Okay, so this is painful. But for some people, reading it makes them happy. Okay, say for example, if you take Birbal, he likes reading a lot, so he's always happy reading it. So the action of reading brings happiness to someone. The action of reading brings pain to so many people. That's why it's very difficult for them to read the text. Rather, they would listen to a video or listen to a teacher. Yeah. So no stress on the brain. So every thought is associated with an action, but at the same time, it evokes a certain kind of emotion in us. And the only language our body understands is nothing but our emotion.
Emotions.
And yes, and these emotions, so those people who are part of advanced HNTP 1, okay, and in that I explained emotions. So different stages of emotions. So if someone is holding to a particular emotion for a certain period of time, it will be called a mood, a temperament. Okay, like that, there are 5 stages. I'm not going to go through this again. Please review your AHNP volume 1. So there I discussed this very clearly, all the different stages. Okay, so and finally it becomes a personality. So what is becoming a person's personality? The kind of emotions that we accumulate to keep the matter together. Say, for example, we are dealing with a case of liver failure, and liver is an organ responsible for managing the emotion of anger, rage, okay, or undigested, this anger emotions are unprocessed, are unresolved. So what happens? The liver cells and all the matter over there. So the emotion of anger or rage or frustration or whatever you want to call it, or disappointment, all these things are held together and are concentrated in the atoms or the molecules or the cells of the liver. Got it? Similarly, each and every emotion, right? If it is unresolved or unprocessed or undigested or like unaddressed, it gets stuck in our body. And emotion is what? Energy in motion. So we need to get rid of this thing. And who is the master of this entire physiology? Nothing but our emotions. And which organ responds strongly to your emotions?
Thyroid.
My heart is sinking.
Heart.
Yeah. Or there are butterflies in my stomach. So gut and heart, they respond more severely because our emotions also control our immune system, and the majority of our immune system is in our digestive system. It gets communicated. And if you recollect the discussion that we had on the book, The Heart's Code, where the function of heart is clearly explained, and we did a wonderful series, and thanks to all the coaches who are involved in that book review. And please go through the videos. They are all available in our HNTP Facebook group, exclusively HNTP Facebook group. Please, and if someone can actually go through and I mean, if you can tag those videos of this Heart's Code, you will get to learn so many things. Okay, now this emotional body, right? That is what our nourishment to our heart. Okay, it is not our brain. Brain is exclusively designed to protect us from external environment only. Now the question comes, where is this mind located? If the information is coming and going on into our brain, and certain areas in that they get activated, and we try to take certain decisions and all. Okay, to do that, and we need to store that information, right? Whatever information that is coming in, we should store somewhere that information in our brain. Got it? This is accepted thing. Okay, we think that all the information is stored in our brain. Our brain has got a lot of memory. We don't know where the memory is, but we think that it stays in our brain. Okay, but again, try to think which part of the brain. Which part of the brain? Brain is made up of what? Pyramidal cells. I mean, the neurons, gray matter, they are made up of pyramidal cells. The neurons are mostly in pyramid shape, so that's why they are called pyramidal cells that forms our gray matter. And all the axons, because they are covered by these myelin sheaths made up of Schwann cells, they look white. They are just like wires all put together. That's why they appear as white. We call that as white matter. So ideally speaking, the neurons must be responsible. The information is stored in neurons. But again, just like any other cell, neuron contains cytoplasm, cell membrane, and cell organelles. And it must be stored somewhere in the cell. Where exactly in the cell?
Nucleus, sir?
Nucleus. Yeah. Nucleus is made up of what?
RNA and DNA.
material? No. Nucleus consists of chromatin material.
Yes.
Only at the time of cell division.
Hmm.
Only at the time of cell division, the chromatin material condenses and forms into chromosomes. Then they divide. Okay. So how many of you actually remember this mitosis and meiosis? Different stages, G phase, S phase. Anyone remember? 10th
Yes,
class
sir,
biology.
roughly.
Roughly.
Transcription and translation. Sir.
Better not go there. Okay. It is very painful. As I said, like there are certain actions which are quite painful, especially getting our basics right. So don't read your 10th class textbooks again. Okay. It is very harmful to our happiness. Okay. Now, many people think that the information is stored in our genes, right? Genes are like segments of our chromosomes or the chromatin material. But genes are made up of what? Histone proteins and DNA. So take away the proteins. Proteins are like just building blocks. So we think that information must be stored in DNA. But we know what DNA is made up of, right? DNA is made up of RNA. I mean, DNA comes from RNA. Okay. Now, it is a double helix. So now you look at the structure of DNA. You have phosphate, you have ribose, and you have nucleotide, base pairs. The information must be stored in these three molecules. And what are they made up of? Atoms. And what are these atoms made up of? Subatomic particles. What are these subatomic particles? They are nothing but energy. Isn't it? Is it clear till now? So in which atom, in which proton, in which nucleus is this information?
Each and every atom of our body, sir.
But these atoms they are not physical objects, right? They are continuously oscillating between energy and matter. When they are just a wave, where exactly can you point out? Which wave you will take out to remove that memory from your mind?
Sir, again, it's a quantum physics. Again, you are entering into quantum.
Exactly. Exactly. See, in Ayurveda, they talk about different koshas. Koshas means bodies. So there is Annamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha. Okay. So Manomaya Kosha means it is not a physical structure. Annamaya Kosha is something that you feel as physical, but Manomaya Kosha is just like a Wi-Fi surrounding our body. So everything, you have an energy blueprint from where you are catching up the signals. So the memory is not stored in your body. So each and every cell in your body has got certain receptors. Okay. They have a switch mechanism. It is like saying, if I switch on the light, okay, because the switch is making the contact, connecting the source of electricity to the light, the energy is passing. So shall we say that the memory of switching on the light is there in the switch? You cannot say that, right? So at best, brain is nothing but receptor and transmitter. Okay, just that. Only when you are receiving certain visual information, the occipital cortex is the area which processes that information, and it creates an emotion, and body stores that. Those emotions are stored as memories. Okay. So if these memories are not healed, are not like processed correctly, That is why daily audit of our actions is very, very important. That's what they teach in a wonderful technique by Ramachandra Mission. Now it is called as heartfulness. Heartfulness meditation. What they do is they have this process of daily cleaning. Okay, before you go to bed, you analyze yourself and you go through all the actions that you do and you release all the negativity that has accumulated. It is like cleaning, mental cleaning. Just like before going to bed, we take bath and get rid of all the dirt that we accumulated. And just like that, they clean. But most of us, we don't clean up our pent up emotions. So someone hurt us with by saying something, and we hold on to that emotion. Oh, this person has said like this, spoke to me like this, he has hurt me. Who has hurt you? I mean, like, it is your reaction to that word is actually hurting. That means it is you who are getting hurt, but not the other person. Okay, if you realize that, then it is quite possible to get rid of that pain. But what happens with these emotions? So there is nothing like memory. Memory you can always access. So the more we use our brain, so it is quite easy to get access to all the memories. Okay, that is why the more you read, so people, I mean, they have done some research and they say that we use hardly 5% of our human capacity. And I asked many of you to watch the movie Lucy. How many of you watched it? Long back.
I have watched, sir.
I have seen.
Yeah.
Sir, seen.
So
So that means why only 5%? Okay, the capacity of the brain, why only at 5%? See, human body, 20%, okay, 2% of the weight. Brain is only 2% of your total body weight. But it consumes how much energy? 20% of your energy. Whatever you consume. That means like it consumes a lot of energy. So even 5% of that brain working is consuming 20% of energy that you consume, and rest of the 98% of the body is getting only 80% of energy. Look at the effort that we have to put in to activate our brain. So we always try to minimize, the body always try to minimize the activity of our brain. Okay. So 2 points here. 2 points here. So one is all the emotions that we hold on to, they get stored as energy signatures in different body parts. And that emotional body, if it carries a lot of pain, it becomes a pain body. Okay, people experience different kinds of ailments or sickness based on the kind of emotions that they go through or the kind of emotions they hold on to. It is not the memory, it is the emotion that actually. So if you recollect that activity, that action, which was in past, okay, otherwise it is not called as a memory in the past, and the more and more you feel like you feel disgusted about yourself, or you feel the emotion of rage, or you feel that you are like deceived, or whatever it is, you are used up or you are taken for granted, all this emotion is what actually make you alive. And for that, the seed, the energy, that energy that is communicated throughout our body is through our heart. That means whatever we are consuming, the whole exercise that we did in the actual communication is nothing but nourishment. Okay, what you are, only you communicate. So if the emotions of helplessness or the emotion of desperation and all these things, or the emotion to prove your worth, or the emotion of like being righteous, or the emotion of being perfect, and all these things, they come from whatever we hold on to, because the body is unable to handle these emotions, and they start breaking the systems in our body because those energies are not suitable to be in homeostasis. So they try to break open and come out. They want to talk to you, and the symptoms or the sickness is your body's language. The heart is feeling really bad. See, there are so many unnecessary emotions that you are carrying. So if your communication wants to be perfect, remember your nourishment. Nourishment is not just your physical nourishment. There are 7 types of nourishment that we consume each and every day. So those are called 7 areas of life. And the physical nourishment is through our food. Okay. So then there is a domestic nourishment. So wherever you live, the family, the father, mother, the brothers, sisters, siblings, okay, relatives, or the family that you live in, your kids, your in-laws or grandparents or whatever it is. So all of them, they give you some kind of experiences, and that means you are storing emotion. Similarly, the vocational or the social or the financial or the intellectual or the spiritual, all this information we are nourishing. That is what you are made up of. So the actual communication, whatever that happens, if it is not giving you the result of manifestation, the intended manifestation, that means you are not doing the actual communication. So because it is not happening, either you become fearful, okay, whether it will work or not, whether this client will come to me or not, whether my partner will accept me or not, whether my kids will listen to me or not. Okay, because you are unable to manifest anything that you wanted to manifest in your life. And this becomes a vicious cycle. You add more and more guilt, fear, and all the anger, frustration, all these emotions are made up of. So to get the communication right, we need to understand who we are, what we are made up of, what are the emotions that we are carrying in. So that's why I said, when I said actual communication, I'm not going to talk about like what kind of dress to wear, what kind of accent to use, and what kind of body language to use, and all these things. So they are like makeup. Okay, there is no original beauty. It's all makeup. I mean, it is there for a certain time, and you can't live with the makeup forever. End of the day, you have to wash off all the makeup and be your original self before you sleep. Nobody can sleep with makeup, I think. I don't know. I mean, if there are people who wear makeup and sleep, I don't know. Right?
You can, but it's bad for the skin.
Do people sleep with
You
makeup?
can, but it's bad. Some people do, but it's actually bad for the skin.
Seriously, I mean, do people wear makeup before they go to sleep? I think they wash off all the makeup and go to sleep. Is it so?
You're meant to.
They're lazy to wash, sir. That's why.
No, sir, they wash that artificial one, and they want to apply that coconut oil and almond oil.
I mean, that
for
is not
nourishing.
makeup. That is like nourishment, right?
Again, it's physical body, na, get appearance clear.
No, that is fine. I mean, see, when you apply certain oils on your body, that is good for you. See, applying like, say, for example, turmeric or something like that, I don't consider that to be a makeup. I mean, you don't go to your beauty parlor and ask people to apply oil, right? Okay. So when I said communication, don't expect me to teach you about like what kind of words to use. Hello, sir. How are you, sir? Thank you, sir. We are at your service. I mean, I don't want you to be the sales girl. I mean, like this artificial people who call you on phone and we have wonderful offer, sir. I mean, we have this amazing offer. No, that's not. If you are a holistic coach, you need to understand communication from 2 ends. What are you as a person and what are you trying to communicate? And for that communicate, there is a first step. Set your intention right. If you get your intention right, then comes the next step. That is like communication. To communicate, you should be made up of something. And what are you made up of? If you are not cleaning yourself, if you are not letting go of your fear, then whatever you communicate, right? Whatever your mind, you prepare like, okay, I want to give the best kind of experience to my client. When I speak, I want to do this. When I give the presentation, when I want to do this live, and I expect so many people to come in. Is there a greed or a need? Right? What is your intention? And how many people you want to convert? So everything is like twisted over here. Unless and otherwise, we are quite clear in our heart what we wanted to achieve. Okay, that is what actual communication is. So to communicate is like nourishment. If your heart is full of love, that's what you communicate. Okay, if there is love, that's what gets communicated. And when I said the communication happens 2 ways. So the same person is the client is also communicating with you. And what are they communicating? They are communicating from the pain. The emotion in them is so intense, so painful, and it started breaking their systems from inside. and they're having this unbearable pain or suffering or whatever. That's why they have crossed so many barriers to finally reach a dietitian or a holistic coach. So they did all the shopping for their suffering, and as a last resort, they come to you because they have experienced a lot of pain, and they have every right to be skeptical with you. And that too, all the holistic coaches are charging premium, and obviously they'll say that, okay, yeah. But if your words are authentic, when will they be authentic? When you are not holding anything deep inside.
Actual communication.
Actual communication, when you're not holding any, you don't have any motives, wrong motives or any kind of this thing. So your intention is to help them. Okay, yeah, you welcome them with open arms and let them be cranky, let them be like fussy, let them be anything they want to. Okay, let them be the interrogator. Let's kill the interrogator. The third workshop is exclusively on that. Okay, they have every right, but you don't have any right. Okay, that in detail we're going to discuss in workshop number 3, that is on 15th, day before, day after tomorrow, same time, 8 to 9, not 9. Oh, it's already 8. My goodness. Okay,
So it's
now,
9, sir.
yeah, it's already 9. I mean, the discussion is only for 1 hour. Ideally, it is only for 30 minutes, but I gave you extra 30 minutes. Okay. So now coming to the question, the first question, like, how do I handle? I mean, I am not able to connect with the heart of the patient. Okay. So that means there must be an interrogator and you are unable to connect, see them for what they are. They are not interrogating you. And probably your bandwidth of taking that person, seeing that person as they are, not as you would like to see them. Just because you offer them a solution, don't think that you are going to change their life forever. In fact, they are giving you an opportunity to teach you. So every case is a lesson for us. Let them be cranky, let them be like fussy, and let them be like rude. They have every right because they're in pain and they could not find any kind of solution, and as a final resort they have come to you. And it is your job, because when you have this tag that I am a holistic coach, okay, the same thing, I mean, no matter what you suffer in your life and whatever personal things that you are doing, leave everything aside when you are doing the counseling or talking to the patient. Be with clear mind and connect to your intention and try to align yourself. So to do this communication, you have to write a letter. Okay. And every person who has come into your life, who made your life miserable, okay, or like not so worthy, whether it is your school teachers or bullies in your school or your relatives or your cousins or your family members, relatives or colleagues, whatever, whosoever has come to you into your life has come to train you. And training is not fun activity. Training is not fun activity. It takes time. Okay, you have to do the action repeatedly. That's why it is called train. Why we call a series of rail coaches as a train, right? The same thing goes, right? Even we call the series of thoughts as train of thoughts. That is called training. You are repeating it till you become perfect. Got it? So to achieve that, one has to, especially when you are saying that you are a holistic nutrition coach, you should be writing a letter to you constantly. If I am unable to manifest, right, what am I communicating to the world? See, you don't even have to write a letter to anyone. It is just a simple thought. Okay, ever heard of the word telepathy?
Yes, sir.
We can actually communicate. I mean, we used to practice, madam and myself, we used to practice telepathy. I mean, like when we first met each other, So I'm thinking of a color in my mind. So could you please tell me which color I'm thinking about? Like I'm thinking about a song. So if it is there, and if these two people are in right kind of frequency, okay. And one thing actually, one day, I mean, for our marriage anniversary or something like that, we went for shopping, and our men's section was on the top floor and women's section was down ground floor. And we don't know like which color dress are we are going to select or something like that. So both of us selected the same color dress. I mean, like same color. Our dresses are similar. So I thought like, okay, I should take this, and she also felt like the same color. They're matching, and we don't know. We never spoke, right? So when you are in alignment with the person, okay, so it happens, right? And if you as a coach, your intention has to be strong. If you want to manifest so many people getting healed or getting help from you as a coach, if that is your pure intention, okay, unadulterated intention without any wrong, what do you say, vested interest or wrong interest, so then automatically the patient gets connected. And one more thing, because I cannot go deeply into the second exercise because of lack of time, but I'll explain you only one thing. The more you experience, okay, let's say this is your spectrum, okay, this is the pain and this is like joy or ecstasy or whatever you want to call it, okay. Now there are different vibrations, okay, these are like intense vibrations and they are like relaxed vibrations, and you have the entire spectrum, okay. Don't ever look for a particular kind of emotion, right? One should be equally comfortable at this level, and one should be equally comfortable at this level. Got it? Unless and otherwise, I am not a drunkard. I don't know how a drunkard behaves or thinks. I'm not asking you to drink to understand or treat drunkards. I'm just saying, okay, you should be in a position to understand they are having intense emotions, okay. And people come with, I mean, a person comes to you and this is your client and he is vibrating at this frequency only, and you think that, okay, I am a Swamini or I am a Yogini and I am a coach, I am close to God and I listen to only these kind of words. That means you are shutting this down. Got it? You haven't got the entire range. Got it? So people who are totally afraid of everything, they have like the strong, intense vibrations. Okay. I mean, like Power versus Force, David Hawkins. Okay. In that book, he explains all the energy levels of different emotions. Again, this I covered in Advanced HNTP Volume 1 also. Okay. I explained different emotions and the kind of vibrational frequency they have. So here, if someone is extremely fearful or afraid of certain things about life, we usually call these people as chicken-hearted. Chicken heart. Okay. It's always like, just look at a chicken. It's always like moving like this, like constantly moving and looking for any kind of threat. I mean, like extremely fearful. Okay. But look at like honey, what is this called? Hummingbird. Okay, they are like extremely volatile. Their heart rate is so fast. Got it? And if someone is able to understand all the emotions, okay, like a lion, lion heart, or they are called brave heart. Either you are a chicken heart or a brave heart. So this, the HeartMath Institute explained with something known as HRV. What is HRV? I asked you to go through the HeartMath Institute exclusively for this thing. Anyone? What is HRV? Don't Google it. Don't cheat.
Heart rate variability, sir.
Okay. Who is
Jyoti. Jyoti Chandrika.
this? What is heart rate variability?
That is electric. I gone through, sir. Frequency between the two
variance.
Wavelengths or something, that is heart rate variability.
So heart rate variability should be high or low. Which one is good? Which one is bad? A high heart rate variability, is it good or bad? Or low heart rate variability is good or bad? What should we aim for?
So looking at the terminology, I feel it should be low.
Low.
I mean, I really don't know what is HRT until she revealed, but the terms itself, they mean as in that sense that they should be low, because the variability means changing. So heart rate variability always should be not with much difference. I mean, it should always be as low as possible so that we are always stable and composed.
So you can live in a hut, or you can live a monk life, or you can live as a king. Okay. That means your variability is,
I mean,
high or low?
variability. So the variability, you're speaking in terms of different situations, or you're speaking in terms of the heart?
Heart is seat of emotions. Okay.
So it should be low.
No, heart is seat of emotions. So if your heart can understand this frequency and also understand this frequency and everything in between. Got it?
So could be anything between low to high.
What I mean to say, you should have the entire spectrum of emotions. That means your heart, whenever it is working, so it should have the capacity to beat at the highest rate. And if it is not working, it should be as low as possible. But it's always constant. Only at this level, straight jacket. I am a man of righteousness. I am a woman of righteousness. Very pious, very disciplined, very hardworking, very punctual. Achhi ladki. Sharma ji ka beta. Okay. So people have got only a small range of emotions. That means their heart cannot, I mean, it is like stiff, right? Very stiff rod. So if there is a cyclone, all the trees which are strong and well built and we are stiff, so they'll fall, right? That means their heart cannot take the extremes. Got it? But if you are just like a reed, okay, a small bush or something like that, if the air comes, okay, let it pass. I'll bend down. I'll take it. It's okay. You have a problem. That is your problem. You are giving me a donation of hatred. That is totally up to you. I am not accepting it. You can keep it for yourself. That is heart rate variability. That is what this thing is. So when you start exercising that, okay, so you see, how do you see? And again, as I said, from the perspective of the patient, what they are communicating, whether their heart rate variability is high or not. Okay. So where they are stuck, emotionally, where they are stuck, in which energy they are stuck. Now, coming to the first question, if a person is vibrating at a particular frequency, because you don't accept that frequency as ideal because of your righteousness, or because of your value system doesn't support that kind of thought process, right? People have every right to be themselves. It is not for us to judge. Let them be whatever they want. But you should be in a position to understand their emotional state. And how do you understand that emotional state? When you get rid of this, what do you say? Nourishment. So you have certain judgment, value judgment against certain persons, certain behaviors, okay, certain people. So that is like inbuilt. Am I too judgmental? Do I have the power of judging people or saying something is right and something is wrong? So if you think that you are much bigger than and more powerful than Jesus Christ, probably you are right. So then you can kick him out, saying that your heart is not good, I cannot help you. But if you have the compassion, even if they are killing, I mean, people, they tortured him. Okay, They put him on cross, they nailed him, they stabbed him with a spear. And when we cried for water, right? You know what did they give? So even then, he did not judge them. And instead, he asked God to forgive them because they don't know what they are doing. Same is the case with your clients, right? Same is the case with people around you. So if people are behaving the way they are behaving, they have every right. You are not here to judge. The moment you start judging, look at your value system again. So then you are not doing justice to your tagline that is called a holistic coach. Okay. So the lesson of communication is, it is to clean up ourselves when you are communicating, and there will be so many problems. So that's what we are going to discuss in this third, killing the interrogator. So how this interrogation comes in, and how to mitigate that particular challenge, and why people behave with the tendency of interrogation, because they carry so many baggages, so many bags of cabbages, which are quite stinky. That is our fourth workshop. Okay, this is it from my end for today. I mean, like, yeah, it's almost like 60 plus 10, 70 minutes by now. Now it's time. I can give you another 10 more minutes. If you have any questions on this till now, I would be very happy to answer your queries. Yeah,
So
please.
my question, Neelam,
Yeah,
frequency mismatch.
that's what I'm saying. If you think you are much bigger than Jesus Christ, you can kick him out. Okay.
Simply, Neelam sir is telling forgive.
Sandhya, it's not about forgiving.
Not
My
my
question
This
is,
is the literal meaning of forgive, okay? Think
No,
as
no,
a
no.
coach.
Yeah, that's what, sir. I am repeating my question. I heard them right. I am not judging them, but from within it is saying that don't do it for him. Just randomly. It's like I am not judging him. I am not saying he would not do it. I am just saying my gut feeling says it would. He would not follow. That's it.
Yeah, find a way. See, first of all, thank universe for giving you such an opportunity to deal with such a tough case. Okay, then you'll start exploring. So if you get clients who are going to follow whatever you advise, right, how will you come to know that there will be people who will be very tough nuts to crack? How will you crack those tough nuts? That's what
By
my question
working
is.
on, yes, sir. I remember when you gave me Shushma Reddy Garu, you told me a brief history about her.
Yeah.
She's a page 3 life holder, and she's a big shot, and she's very, she have her own value. She don't believe on others as very easily. But today when I see, there is, I mean, I see myself, right? Am I really handling Sushma Garu? Because me and her have most of the qualities similar. Yes.
Why do you think I gave her
Yes,
to you?
that's what. See, your gut feeling was very strong that day. Your intuition always, is right. You choose correct coach because you see that people are similar in common areas. And today, I strongly believe I see Sandhya in Shushma Reddy. That's why I could crack her, and that's why she became more than a client to me as a family member, calling me very often.
Good.
Sandhya,
So
thank you.
even when sir told me, Neelam, about this lady,
Sandhya, thank
actually
you.
this
I got
lady
the
was
right
actually
words.
sir's
Sandhya, I
client
got the
also
right
earlier,
words now to put
where
it.
she was not able to hold. But
Sir.
when sir gave me, I told, will I do justice to? I was in dilemma.
So the question is rephrased now. There are frequencies. When two frequencies match up, they add up, making it modulated, enhancing the frequency. When those two frequencies don't match up, they demodulate. They go down. So again, I got the point, but what Sandhya ma'am is saying, that if the frequencies match, we can just raise that level, which she did with ma'am.
Now, in this case, there are two people with the same frequency, me and the client. Right? Now, my and her, their frequency is same. What if they go down? How do I raise that point after a month or whatever? Because we are actually crossing the frequencies.
Yeah, Neelam, my idea of saying that is that we will not always be successful with each and every client. Okay, there will be people, I mean, people have come to me and said like, your approach is like totally unscientific, and I'm a sugar patient. Why are you giving me beetroot juice? Because of you, beetroot juice only, my sugar levels have shot up. Okay, I want my money back. Wonderful, sir. Beetroot juice increases sugar levels. I learned from from you. Such a learned man. Thank you so much. Take your money. Okay, it's fine. But it is an experience for me. What I am trying to say is, if I attracted this patient into my life, okay, there must be something in me which needs correction, which needs upgradation, or which needs more learning, more exploration. So how do I handle this question? How do I answer this question? See, whenever I read something, the way I read it is whether I got the gist of whatever I am reading or not. How do I test it? So I close my eyes, and how do I explain it to my younger niece or nephew? Okay, hardly 6-7 years old. How do I explain this concept to them? Okay, Robert Feynman technique. If you are not able to communicate whatever, if you can't explain quantum physics to a 6 or 7 years old, you don't understand any quantum physics. If you don't know how to explain protein metabolism, okay, that's why I ask you to go through the weight loss from home videos a lot of times, because I have made them for general public. Okay, so I simplified the concepts. The more you listen to them, the more lateral thinking that you develop. So here is an opportunity for you to look at the patient, and obviously, I mean, you don't have to match. Say, just to treat an alcoholic, you don't have to have the habit of drinking alcohol. Okay, but you should know like how do they behave, and what kind of thoughts or what kind of emotions they hold on to, what kind of value judgment. So why did it come? And balancing perceptions. If you go to advanced HNTP, balancing perceptions. If this person has come to me, what are they reflecting in me? Is there something that is not malleable in my personality? Okay, do I need to work on this kind of emotion? Did I behave in similar way? I mean, like not matching my frequency with other person. Others also might be feeling the same thing in me. If you start from that end, okay, then the same person whom you think that is not a matching vibration, you consider them to be a teacher. Got it? See, I expect my students to learn a lot, and I learn quickly, and yeah. So that's what I expect. So, and when they give me a lot of challenges, not learning, I mean, still judging people, or still like and like in their own little world, I mean, little bubble, and want to be safe, secure, and to be like seen as like the so-called like well-behaved, or see, well-behaving is not a problem. It should come automatically. You don't have to feign. Okay, you don't have to project something which you are not. I want all of you to be authentic. That doesn't mean that just because you are eating non-veg, wear your bones on your collar, and I don't want you to do that, but deep inside you should know. You should be so sure of yourself. So that is an expectation. There is a very high expectation, and I bound to get disappointed, and I get disappointed all the time. Okay, but that's what I choose to. But when my students start giving me challenges, I try to explore, and I try to teach them in different ways. I mean, I come up with different stories or different examples. So that makes me more and more, I mean, like agile, or whatever you want to call it. So that helps. So always like be thankful to people who are giving you challenges.
But sir, one question: when we are handling the clients, right? What you say is every client is a challenge. in perspective of कि हर बार client challenging हो ऐसा नहीं है, but some of the clients are very challenging. But that time, if we are practicing, we are searching, we are doing we are trying our best to do, we are trying our best to help them. But anyhow, again, that frequency disturb is there. Our heart is telling that we have to treat that client, and our brain is telling that it's tough. It's tough. You just have to stop first and think first, and then go one step ahead, right? Then how we have to communicate first ourselves that it's okay. It's okay to deal with that. First, you should be calm. First, you should be take a deep breath, and then you'll go ahead to deal with that client. Then how it will always it happens to us as a coach. So that little bit what you say, that HRV, that palpitation is there, that vibrations are there, and with that vibrations we are not so confident as you are. नहीं बन पाते, मतलब उतना confident वो communication नहीं हो पाता कभी कभी. So how to deal with that?
See, that is absolutely fine. See, someone asked me when I was doing this power of intention workshop, right? So we got our intentions right, but we are not seeing the results or something like that. I told them, like, see, I named this series of lectures or workshops as the magic of manifestation. Okay, to manifest that, if there are 10 steps, we covered only one. With 1/10 of what you are supposed to learn, you can't manifest everything. But when I did the second workshop, and some of the coaches started applying both working on intention as well as communication, and they started seeing wonderful results. And to answer your question, there is another workshop that is coming up, the 7th workshop. It is called the Arjuna's problem. Okay. So when we do that workshop, you will come to know how to handle such cases. Got it? But why did I say that the Arjuna's problem is 7th, and before that there are certain things. Say, for example, you have, let's kill the interrogator. That person is interrogating you. Okay, this is not the way, this is the way. So he is trying to communicate something. Why is it coming? Why did you attract? Okay, why your heart is responding? See, if you are like just like a sponge, absorb everything or perceive everything without any judgment. If your heart is racing and you are getting disappointed, so there is an expectation, and the client is not helping you, right, to attain that expectation, right, achieve that expectation. So there is some kind of discontent. If you are like, okay, I am okay with being like, what do you say, grilled or cushioned, or like questioning my integrity or my ability, those things are there, right? If I am doing something and I want to cover it up, then there will always be an anxiety. Okay, so it has got something to do with it. And they are, I mean, like, what do you say? They are tuning. I mean, they are like touching the nerves, literally, some of our uncomfortable nerves. So what is it that I am worried about? What I am trying to hide? What I am trying to project, which I am not? That is giving you a time to introspect. So if my communication is not able to handle a certain kind of person, or certain kind of personality, or certain kind of thoughts, got it? So say, for example, some of the coaches in the earlier days of starting our HNTP, sir, we need to register our course and we have to have our own brand name, we have to trademark it, people are copying, they're taking your lessons and they're teaching someone else. Okay. Okay, I could understand that. Okay, so that means like what? See, whenever they are copying, they are sending a vibration to the universe saying that I am a thief. Okay, if they are making that decision, okay, of becoming a thief, and as I said, everything that you do is going into Akashic records. There is nothing like secret. Got it? some people get into this certain groups and all just to poach people or to get more clients or like to promote themselves and all. They are cheap tactics. Okay, if people choose to do that, let them. So I'm not bothered as long as I have the confidence on me to create the original content and the authentic content. I'm not worried. Take as much. I mean, someone, if I'm a potter, I'm making pots. Someone is stealing my pot, I can always make a pot. Right? That's not the thing. I'm not worried about that. So what do you think is the reason for disease or pain in the world? What do you think the strongest reason or one common emotion?
Not communicating with self.
Okay.
Resentment.
Right. Last time also you said this, the actual root cause of any disease is not happening the right actual communication.
There are two. Okay. There are two emotions, dominant emotions, and everything that you say fall into these categories.
Those
Okay?
two are love and fear.
Yeah, love and fear.
Fear.
Okay. So love heals and fear makes you sick. So all the things, shame, guilt, rage, anger, frustration, all these things are because of the dominant emotion called fear. If a person is loving, okay, so someone is stealing from me or someone is making use of me or someone is like trying to live on me or live off me. Okay, someone is living, I mean, let them live. Yeah, what's wrong in that? I can make, I mean, the universe is abundant. I can always make, I'm not bothered about. I mean, they just want to, I mean, they also can create whatever I am creating, but they choose to just live off. Okay. So, ever heard of hyenas?
Yes, sir.
Hyena.
The wild.
What do they live on? Once the lion or the tiger, I mean, the big animals, the big
leftover,
carnivores, whatever they hunt, they hunt. They never eat something that is dead. Hyenas, just they eat, I mean, whatever is left over. They don't know how to hunt. Okay. So they always look for, I mean, like they choose, they can be lions, right? They can be original, they can be creators, but they want to be thieves and robbers and something like that. I mean, it is their choice. They have to face. I'm not bothered about. Got it? So the fear, if your heart is vibrating at a discomforted frequency, it is not the other person. They are touching some chords in you and making you uncomfortable. What is it? So go back, take your notebook. Why did I feel that way with the client? What did they say? And did it ever happen to me? When was the last time I experienced such kind of emotion? With whom? Just go back in time. Did you heal that emotion? Did I create the same kind of emotion in others? If I did, so with whom I did? That's what the balance of perception workshop is all about, right? So we did it in different forms, in different these things, and we did that in even in PCOS workshops as well. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much. It's almost like 90 minutes since we started.
Sir, for Neelam ji question, I would like to add one point, sir. For Neelam madam question.
Yeah.
About the client. So we can practice as a pause, sir. We can take some time before we can respond, sir. That works wonders, sir. Because sometimes our heart be in between confusion state. When we can go to the pause, we can take few seconds or few minutes. So we have another chance, sir, to realize that the means that what we are responding, that agree or not agree, sir.
Right. Good.
Thank you, Padma ma'am. Sandhya ma'am, really wonderful. Because now there are 3 things I learned from you guys. One, if there is a frequency there is frequency mismatch, there are 2 options. Either I raise my frequency to raise them up, or I hold my frequency there to let them match that up. So taking a step back would actually let me learn how to proceed further. So thank you both of you for that particular part.
Neelam, simple formula what I learned in my recent days from sir is, when I was telling sir this client is not giving results. If the client is not changing, you change. Simple thing, as simple as that. If the results are not coming from there, you change first. Change the angle, change the direction, everything changes. He only told me in one word, and I found 100 meanings in that. And that really helped me. And I keep telling to every coach this logic only. I mean, this formula only. If clients are not changing, if they're very tough nuts, or if they're not following anything, we should change. That's it.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. Then if you have any questions, you can always write to me. And those of you, if you want to write anything that you have learned about like HeartMath Institute, you can always write your learnings and send it to me, my mail ID. And also, if you are doing the second exercise, writing a love letter to yourself or to someone who have hurt you deeply, so try to write it using all the principles of communication.
Sir, tomorrow is the right time to write because it's a Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Okay, then take care, everyone. Good night. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.